Welcome guys to another 15-minute gamer video. You read the title. I'm gonna be teaching you how to pick up a cockroach. I was able to do like this magical skill at 9. And it has been passed down from generations of just like experimenting and like my brain just being too stupid for its own good. To just decide to pick up a cockroach. So like, tip number 1 is just pick them up by their antenna. That's it. Do not pick them up by their legs. They're gonna like start kicking. If you, I think you like put 2 and 2 together from like that sentence. If you pick up one of their legs, like the other 5 will start kicking, and it could stick on you or something like that. And I'm actually like really bad at parkour at the moment, so that's fantastic. So we're just gonna do a little hurry up the pace here, and not lose any health. I say that as I lose health. And we're gonna GG easy. Alright. So yeah, pick them up by an antenna, but you also have to be wary of like the species, where your country is or whatever. So because in my country, I don't know man, their antennas are really strong, but they can still snap off. But like in my country, their antennas, they usually like, how do I say it? They usually have like this like, they're strong, they're really strong. They do push-ups to their antenna. I swear. You're joking. Anyways, they do push-ups with their antenna and whatnot, and they rarely break off. But I've like encountered some like frail cockroaches that like their antenna just breaks off immediately, and then they just start flying everywhere. And honestly, I don't think you want to deal with that. I don't think you want to deal with that. You're aggravating the cockroach and also like making your life a bit harder when it like gonna starts like crawl all over. When it's gonna like start crawling all over you and whatnot. So yeah, just to summarize it all up, basically pick them up by their antenna, be wary of the species it is, like, oh yeah, right, I forgot to tell you, you gotta pick it up slowly, you gotta pick up that cockroach very slowly. It's a tip that I highly suggest you do, because like, even if like, it can have like a hard, how do I say it? It can have like a hard antenna, but like the force of you picking it up can also like just like snap it off in like an instant without you even lifting it up. So yeah, be aware of that. So I'm gonna summarize it again, and this time I'm pretty sure I got everything down, every little last detail down on how to pick up a cockroach. Pick it up by antenna, be wary of how thick their antenna is, and pick them up slowly, and don't care about the kicking legs. That's another thing. Sure, the kicking, your lizard brain will tell you don't like pick it up at all since once you see the kicking legs. But honestly, just hold on to the antenna. Hold on to that antenna, okay? And also you might be surprised by how decently heavy cockroaches are. They're a bit like a small pebble, like weight-wise. Anyhow, now that you learned how to pick up a cockroach, you can be like the frickin' god in like elementary school, like I was. You can literally just like teachers, bullies. Look, if I held a grudge against a bully for like annoying me or like, you know, physical violence, I would just go with physical torture with like bringing a cockroach and putting it on their shirt. Of course, I've matured from that, but at the same time, I like remembering that, since, like, you know, kids will be kids, I suppose. I was kind of a mean person, I'll admit. Honestly, now that I think about it, they should probably add, like, cockroaches to Minecraft or something. Never mind, they shouldn't. They should make me fly in Minecraft. Oh, wait, that's creative mode. What? I am impatient. I am impatient, man. To be fair, I haven't warmed up at all before this recording. I know, warming up in Minecraft, what a loser, am I right? But we got past that. And they're already gonna start the other level without me. So I gotta try to, in the very least... Not even close, to be honest. No, don't lag out. Don't lag out, game. Okay, thank you. What are things to talk about? Oh right, I'm gonna be afterwards. I'm also gonna be talking about this silly. How do I say it? Yes, another like thing. Okay, so what I told you about my skill of cockroaches, right? I learned to do that when I was 9, but when I was 10, I had a fascination with rocks. Like I was so interested in rocks, like unironically. Like those stuff were like I would love just messing around with rocks. How many times have I said rock? I have no idea. I just liked rocks a lot back then. Okay, thanks. Good. Okay, so I'm just gonna talk about the rocks in like a more chill environment where I don't have as much pressure on me, like as in like a freaking one where I have to parkour quickly without any mistakes. So I can deal with this. I think this is like a bit more easier. Anyways, I'm getting off topic again. Yeah, rocks, am I right? So yeah, I had like a fascination with those for some reason as like a 10-year-old kid. And like instead of like recess people would play like football and whatnot, I would just find like pebbles, identify them as quartz, and then try as much as I can to break them open. Why would I do that? Honestly, I just saw like I was like messing around in my grandfather's library like one time, and I just found a book about like rocks and minerals, and I got interested in it. And like the first page, it was like the most common one, quartz, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. What do you mean this is the most common rock? This is amazing. This is incredible. I need to see this for myself. So like, okay, the area where I live, there's not that much rocks. It's mostly like tar and road. So like, it wasn't that it wasn't that fitting for like hunting for quartz or whatever. So, but at my school, the park, oh, there's full of tiny little pebbles on there. Like everywhere, there's like pebbles. So I can just like simply just chill and like just look for rocks and like crack them open. How did I crack them open? I just slammed them on the pavement like no tomorrow. That I'm pretty sure like people saw me as a violent kid, but like no, I was just cracking open rocks, man. Just leave me alone. I was doing what any kid with like a hyperfixation would do. Just chilling with rocks. You think I sound like a loser saying like this, but I also convinced other kids that it was interesting as well. I can picture that in my head. I can picture that memory. It's just like, hey, look at this cool thing. So you see how this rock is brown on the outside? If I like smash it open, you see the white shiny quartz on the inside. Isn't that crazy? And then they'll like have interest for like a couple of seconds before they would like lose interest. But the thing about these rocks is they would also have like little like tiny metal flakes in them. And these metal flakes would, how would I say it? They're definitely shiny. I don't know if it's like some sort of like zinc, iron, but like I would always just like, my mind would think like, because I don't know, like the way they showed like kind of yellowish, so I just immediately assumed it was gold. Even though that's most likely not the case at all. And so like sometimes I would spend like all of like my PE just like freaking, how do I say it? Just digging at those tiny metal flakes with a stick. Just trying to pry it out. It's like, I gotta get the gold, man. It's mine. I would just like think, I only ever got it out once and then lost it immediately in my pockets. It's like the tiniest bit of like flake ever. Like you you underestimate how tiny it is. And it was just like, it like slipped through the fabric of my pants. Like my pocket pants. Why can't I not make these jumps? Inconspicuous jump cut, anyhow. So yeah, I had a definite fashion. Alright. So yeah, that's all the rocks for me. What other weird obsessions I have as a kid? Oh right, I had social anxiety. Does that count? Well, I used to have social anxiety. Overcoming that thing was the best thing of my life. I guess that's a story for another time. Maybe like my 50th video? I don't know. Foreshadowing. Hint, hint. Anyhow. I hate myself. So yeah, I also had this. I had this other weird ability. That I'm gonna end this video off with another weird ability I had. I could like how do I say it? So like do you guys know Spider-Man? Just simple question. Do you guys know Spider-Man? Like crazy, am I right? Like it's like a very obscure character, but he has this thing called like Spidey sense, where he can like sense incoming attacks and immediately like dodge them. As a 12-year-old, I had this similar sort of thing, but it was like how do I say it? It was oh, I don't know how to explain this. It was like I could know when people were watching me. I don't have this anymore, probably because I no longer have social anxiety or whatever. But like I could just like sense when people are just like watching me from a building. Like I would just Okay, so I would walk to tuition class, right? I would walk there. And it's like mostly like I have to like walk by a couple of buildings, like low level buildings. They have like a couple of floors, like only like 1 or 2 floors per building. But they're pretty small still. And there are definitely like a lot of windows there as well. So how do I say it? I would like I could literally sense if somebody was watching me from those windows. Like I would look up and I would see them make eye contact with me. Well, already made eye contact with me since they were like staring at me in the first place. And I just assumed that they're already judgmental of me. Which is like, it's weird how I had that, but okay, it sounds like I'm lying, but like, who would spread information on the internet? Like, come on, tell me. Who would do that? Not me, that's for sure. The government, definitely. So literally, I had this weird thing as a kid where I could just like detect when somebody is just like watching me, like even from cars and whatnot. I was never able to replicate that again. For some, I don't know, it's just, I guess probably because I like got over like my anxiety and whatnot. You know, it kind of reminds me of like a meme I saw on like Twitter. It was like when the therapist says it's called anxiety and not spidey sense, and I could just like kind of relate to that. I can kind of relate to that just a little bit. I'm just gonna put it up on screen. It's actually kind of funny. Anyhow, that's gonna be all for this little commentary thing. Hope you liked it. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you want to. Maybe even like the video if you feel like it. And that's all from me. See you around. They're gone. Oh, what's a sandwich alert?